Hello there, Golfer here, and welcome back to more Civ 7 Test of Time. Where we last left off, things were looking pretty good. I'm in first place in everything except for science, in which I am a close to second. I'm not sure why this point goal. Okay, it just requires 100 and having an active launch pad. Okay, that's not as bad as I was thinking it would be. I was thinking he was getting much closer, but yeah, we're doing okay. Can turn you into a fort town, or not a fort town, a factory town. And you're actually sending food over here? Okay. I'm wondering if I should actually start investing in my fort towns. My factory towns, rather. Adding damage plantations? Say it ain't so. I think we should do that first before I go and spend any more money. That, oh. Okay. Build a fort. Now I can build a vet. That was an investment and a half. What the heck? That was all of my money. Okay. Well, it's now you're sending more food to no one. So you're gonna lose a slot for that, but whatever. Whatever. Is this local or overall? Oh, nice. Barely happy. Let's throw in some horses. Oh. Assigned bonus resources in cities? About that. There's not going to be many there. There are some. In fact, if that's the case, I'm actually inclined to throw in the horses instead of... Okay, we do that. So you've got 6 happiness. If I look back in, you are still at 6 happiness. So the happiness is not, it's not boosted locally. It's only boosted because I'm pretty sure I've got significantly more happiness now. It's fine. It's a little bit annoying. Artifacts. Got a lot of artifacts, but nowhere to put them yet, because I can't produce stuff fast enough. Just have you sleep over here. Xerxes is playing catch up now, that's funny.
We feel free because we lack the very language to articulate our unfreedom. All birds need...
Okay, can you build... Yeah, World's Fair. I think it's the only one. It's a wonder now. Would really like that. Worked coal and oil. I don't have a lot of coal. I don't have a lot of coal and oil, do I? That's why everything's so bloody expensive this game. I have none. Is there even coal and oil on this map? Is this a bug? Because there's no coal or oil. I wonder. Was discovered. Oh well. That's fine. We need to build a port. Built the museum. Ah, the growth rate. And this is an ageless. No. The growth rate would be nice. Good. Probably should just go ahead and save my gold for the GDP instead of spending that ridiculous amount just to get a little bit more happiness, but whatever. It's fine. I'd also want it so that I can swap it out for healing if need be. Yeah, where's the bank? What's your production? 233, jeez. Yeah, this was a good, and this is even without like the plus 50% yield wonder. That would have been amazing here.
Not through speeches will the great questions of the day be decided, but by
nice. 6 modern age wonders. We got a 36 tourism. Ah, there we go. For the heck of it. We just have museums that are dedicated. Oh, I can't switch them out? That's a bummer. Should I have museums that are dedicated to letters? That'd be funny. Didn't get there in time. Just that one, and then that one over there. That one's gone. You can head back down here. Head on over here. I think that's it for that. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it Really looks like there's no oil and coal anywhere on the map, which is crazy. Especially when that's like part of the mechanics. I wonder if that's a bug. I'll take that. I shall support that. Celebration for culture. No more additional maintenance. There we go. Extra research capacity, resource capacity. Need the extra happiness because you're suffering for it. Also don't have great happiness either. That positives for the moment. That you have more happiness, even though it's only because you have so many horses. I like that I'm like hating everyone with horses. It's really funny. Actually, let's also I don't really need the happiness from the chocolate. Let's go and get the growth. Tea, yeah, you need that. And then your happiness is hard in the negative now. That to get you in the positives, and then is there another Oliphant down here? No. The one up here? No, you need that one. Okay, looks good. How are we doing? We could have gotten to that point total already, but she increased hers by quite a bit, unfortunately. So the goal is ever further away. Xerxes is taking over lots of places. We're actually catching up here. Interesting. So the economic seems like it's the easiest one to get, but that also means it's the hardest one to get because the AI can also go for it. Ah, here we go. We have the new victory tier. Let's see. Get another factory up and running. Why not? They're not super expensive. Because of everything. All right. So that means that I can throw in the heals. Extra 5 HP per turn. And let's do the foreign ones because that gives me an extra GP. Alright, so how much do we need now? Oh, we got it. Because it's a substantive victory. In fact, I have that and military. Whoa! 4 turns left. Okay. So that means by turn 85-ish is... Okay, I actually really like the pacing of this a lot more at this difficulty. Almost to the point where I don't want to do a long... Like, if I could do a long game just for Antiquity, I think that would be really, really well, like, balanced for me. There's no extra production slots. Oh, there is. Production is king. It's funny that I'm barely building my production buildings and then I'm running out of... That's additional happiness. don't have a lot of happiness here, but I think the museum is good enough, considering the game should be over soonish. Atomic victory countdown. I wonder if they could do, like, increase the countdown length for that. But I do really approve of this way of victory compared to just finishing the project and being done, because it's a lot easier to keep track of. You kind of know when the turn... I mean, it hit it at turn 84. I don't know what causes it to require less.
Sell the cook stove if necessary and come. You must see this.
Yeah, ally went in turns. Actually, really hilarious. I just barely have enough from what I already had. Factory. I'm just gonna keep playing like I would normally play. Sure. Could definitely use some more happiness. Happiness is better. Oh, right, yeah. You know. We're making them my whale yard. So I think it's because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cities. So that means my stuff costs 60%, but because I almost have half of the cost
It is not from the benevolence
back.
of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their
Yeah,
regard
no coal
to
or
their...
oil. I wonder why. It's so odd. Oh, you took another city. Look at that. And you're right now just getting more culture. I don't care. I don't bother to. It's cool. I like the concept of these happening, and they have triggers that have a chance to trigger, and I appreciate that and everything. It's just I don't care to read them. Want more happiness. Oh. Build, yeah, what's your happiness? 27's happy enough. I still have the build laboratory. Yeah. Okay. What? No, no, it's not. It's over. And it's interesting that it looks like it locks up, but it can restart, which is interesting. In terms of like it starts where it left off. All right, we got the economy victory, which is kind of what I was going for. Okay, I really appreciate this more. It's going through my cities. This is a nice way to end the game. I appreciate this way more than like circling whatever won me the game. This is cool. I like this. This is good. This is a much better ending. I didn't even think of that. All right. I'll let this keep going while I talk. So, what do I think? My thought that first comes to mind is, man, the modern era is just as rushed as it always has been. That being said, unlike I didn't have to rush for a victory came naturally. I really like that subtle change. I just wish that maybe because I just play on a high difficulty, but I mean, I didn't think I went out super hard. I just settled cities, got a capture, and then exploration came, settled cities to get all the treasure resources. Like, I didn't really go out of my way to win. I just wanted to have an effective or economic or strong civ, and that's what I did, and that got me the win, and it just makes modern age go by really, really fast. So I think maybe the long game pace might have been better, just so that maybe even a slower game, if you like that. Its problem is I really liked the ancient turn length. Ancient being long would have been good. Exploration felt great. Modern felt good paced. But the game's like already over. Yeah, so I'm happy with it. I feel like it's 3 steps forward, 1 step back, if that makes sense for overall the test of time. On my other thoughts, I really appreciate how they're handling specialists now. It's a very subtle difference, but getting rid of the base culture and science means that it slows down the instant snowball that can happen in the modern age, where you'd have even more science and culture. But it doesn't get rid of it completely. It locks them behind a policy card, which I think is fine. It lets you be able to focus, and it also encourages you to be happy and not go over your settlement limit. I think that's a nice welcome change, but ultimately it doesn't seem like it changed much. Really weird, no oil and coil. What else? What I feel about the keeping as the same civ the entire time. It's fine. There's a couple interesting things, like I saw you can play as Nepal with, I think, Pachacuti, and that makes mountains really broken. And so you start with a modern age civ in the antiquity, and you get a really, really good start, basically. So I don't know if I'm going to be using it. I really feel like I really liked the civ switching. I really liked having a civ that was completely relevant. So for example, I really like the Maya civ because they have their unique buildings, which are awesome. They get production whenever you finish, I think, science, which is great. And they also have the policy that means that 10% of science goes to culture and 10% of culture goes to science, basically. It's a nice little compounding effect. Now, if you use syncretism to get the building, you won't get that policy, which I feel is a huge bummer, and generally speaking, not worth it unless you're going for a very specific build otherwise. And Pachacuti is basically only good for mountains, so unless there's another civ that gives you the Maya, I don't know what to do. Because it does seem, and I am a little disappointed, because this is what I was hearing, which is you get to pick based on who's around you and what they pick. I think that would have been really cool. But that's not how it works. How it works is it's based on whoever your leader is. I'm not a huge fan of that, at least not a huge fan of that alone. I really feel like if you've met another civilization, then you should be able to incorporate them. I think that would have been a really cool use of syncretism. Whereas if you just base it on the leader, it's kind of like, okay, but you know, it feels a little meh. And there are some potentially good combos, but I really feel like civ switching in general is better and more powerful. But hey, it doesn't matter. I like the customability. The ability to do it is good. We're not locked one way or the other. And there's something to say for that. So once again, I think we did I think about 3 steps forward, 1 step back in general. I really feel like it could use a little bit more balancing, and the game does feel more balanced. It feels harder. This felt like a good game when I was previously beating the game fairly easily on Deity. So it kind of like nerfed me and buffed the AI a little bit. I think it's a good balance, because honestly, if I could easily beat the game on the hardest difficulty, pretty easily anyway, I'd say like 80-90% of the time I would win. That's too easy. This felt like really good game-wise. They weren't too powerful, but they were enough that it was a threat, and I kind of had to focus to get the victory, which is what ended up happening, which is great. So yeah, otherwise I love that they included things like building walls around wonders. That was a mod. I'm pretty sure that mod isn't active right now, otherwise I couldn't play the game. So I'm glad that they're starting to incorporate ideas from mods into it. That's just one example. I'm really hoping my mods are gonna come and be relevant or updated. I'm probably gonna wait a little while before the next game. Of course, I played this game all really quick over like 2 or 3 days, so you guys won't see that, but I might take a bit of a break as I am playing XCOM at the moment, another Firaxis game I love. Feel free to check that out. Anyway, I'm probably going to wait till I get some of the mods that I really like the ones that say how much resources policies give, so I'm not guessing or constantly looking and switching them out and having to do all that. That's a big one. There are a few others I might want to look into, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, if you like this, be sure to say you liked it, say you want to see more. If you want to see a specific leader Civ combo, let me know, and that includes if you want to stay a Civ. I just wanted to do it this way because Alexander's the new leader and I'm an American, so I might as well do it that way since that kind of jives with the whole thing. And otherwise, yeah, subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and God bless.